Spotted something here as well. Look at this ET game. This thing looks awesome. Love this cover art. Some Hitman games. And then the great thing too was they had a bunch of wrestling games. They actually had all of the SmackDown vs. Raw games from.
Wow, this is interesting. 2K8 all the way to 12 for these NCAAs.
What's up everyone, it's Austin and we're back with another episode of my $10 game collection series. Today is October 31st, which means it's Halloween day. And there's no better way for me to start off this episode by asking you guys, what is your favorite horror game of all time? If you had to pick one game, what would it be? This is definitely a tough question for me because honestly, I didn't play a lot of horror games growing up as a kid. So if I had to pick one game, I would say Dead Rising. If you consider that to be a horror game, it's a zombie game mixed in with a little bit of comedy. And to be more specific, I would choose Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. This was my favorite Dead Rising game of all time. I don't know, I think it was just a mixture of the story, the fact that you could play as Frank West again in this series, and yeah, I loved the comedy that was involved in the game, the horror aspect as well. There's definitely a scary feeling in the game as well. The one mission that stands out is when you have to fight Chuck Green again, and he's got like this baby doll that was supposed to be your daughter, but he's like going crazy. A couple other favorite horror games of mine would be State of Decay. I was a big zombie type of person, I guess, but I put so many hours into this game. And then also Dead by Daylight. This is like the perfect game to play on Halloween. It's got all of your favorite horror villains in the game. And yeah, this is definitely one of mine as well. Michael Myers, love the series. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what your favorite horror games are. Maybe this will be a way for me to check out these games as well that you guys recommend. Now for this $10 game collection, I think our funds are pretty low as of right now. We need to sell more items to bring it up. We've been finding such great games these past couple of weeks and spending tons of money and cash. But I'm really happy with our pickups. So without further ado, let's jump into this collection and get into some updates. Here we are at our video game showcase, and we did sell an item. It's going to be down here actually. This is our big haul that we got from last week. I just got done basically cleaning everything and yeah, listing a couple of items. I listed all of these items right here, and we actually did end up selling this Michael Jackson one. Listed it up like 30 minutes ago, and it sold for around $13. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. This thing doesn't really have too much value. We're at a point where our shelves are getting pretty packed and full. I got this bin right here. It's always just been here. I don't really have anywhere else to put it, but may have to remove it. Down here actually, I got some bins full down here as well, or filling up. I got some shoes down there that still need to sell. Down here is just random stuff. These are actually just empty cases that I picked up on my journey so far. And then these are just some random games that I picked up as well. So we'll be filling up these, and I could potentially be clearing stuff out of my actual bookshelf over here and using that as part of the $10 game collection. So we'll see what happens, but I think that's the plan. We just sold one more item, and it's going to be this right here, as a matter of fact. This Wii Sports Resort, Wii Sports, just the case. No manual either. This is so cool. Such a unique item that, I've rarely seen. We got this in our very first episode, and we got it for free at a Goodwill. Actually, this thing complete sells for like $50. But it's just the case. We ended up selling it for, I think, $11 free shipping. So probably won't be making much after eBay fees and shipping. This is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. To start off the week, we were actually out of town in a smaller city doing some game hunting. And the first place I stopped at was a pawn shop called E-Ways Sales. Just gonna quickly go over all the games that I found. I found this Black Ops 2, and then I also found this Devil May Cry 4. These games on this rack were all specifically $3 a piece, which is great for this challenge. They had some really cheap games. And then I just started digging away to see what else I could find with some profit. I know our funds are pretty low. Then I also spotted this Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the Xbox 360. I kind of have a plan now on what I'm going to do with these Black Ops games. I'm hoping to actually bundle them up together and put them on eBay. And then just started digging around to see what else I could find. I didn't want to spend too much. But yeah, it's always great going to these newer stores in these smaller cities because there's not a lot of game hunters out here. And as you can see, just a huge stock of inventory. This glass case had a ton of Nintendo games. The only bad thing was they were, priced around eBay prices, so not worth a pickup for my case. But yeah, they have a lot of great variety of items in this case.
$6.
Okay, cool. Did you guys move a location?
About 3 years ago we moved down here.
Okay.
From over by 2 Mile there.
Back in our game room, and we've got some more updates, just sold some more items. The first thing we sold was this Guitar Hero Legends of Rock for the Nintendo Wii, and this one sold for around $22, which is not bad at all. Definitely a more valuable one on the Wii. And then the second item we sold is this right here, this Wii Motion Plus and Wii Remote combination, I guess. It's brand new and sealed in the box. So this one ended up selling for $50 on eBay, which is absolutely crazy. I think we bought this for $10 at that warehouse. So after eBay fees and shipping for both of these items, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. For our next stop, we visited a couple of yard sales in our area, and for some reason I have a lot more luck in smaller cities when it comes to yard sales. I think they're a bit more low-key and not as many people game hunting out here. Spotted a ton of games at this table, and the great thing was they told me that everything was half off. So I definitely had to dig through this, saw some NES games that I was interested in. Tetris 2 I already picked up, but yeah, this one right here and racing games, and then also this one as well. The games weren't in the greatest condition, as you can see from the box, but for them being half off, definitely worth a pickup. Found a Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 3. This was an easy grab as well. And then they just had a huge stack of PlayStation 2 games. I had to go through all of these to see the prices. Some Hitman games. And then the great thing too was they had a bunch of wrestling games. They actually had all of the SmackDown vs. Raw games from 2005 all the way up to 2009. I just kind of spent some time opening the cases, seeing if they were in decent condition. This one was missing right here, unfortunately, so I could not grab that one. We got a San Andreas. Definitely was interested in this, but $14, half off even at $7. Not sure if that's worth the pickup or not. SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 is one of my favorites. And then 2006 as well. These games definitely do have some value. And then we got Destroy All Humans. I think I have part 2, but not part 1, so might have to grab that one. And then also a Resident Evil 4 game. And then the last one was SmackDown vs. Raw, the original one, and it was in there as well.
$20 for PlayStation 1, but this thing's not closing. This thing looks stuck. And then they got $50 for the Xbox, so that's not bad. Alright, so I've got like a handful of stuff. You can go ahead and count it. I don't know where to set it down anyway.
Okay. Let's grab a bag so I'm not
perfect.
juggling
Yeah,
because I cannot juggle.
That's perfect. You can just round it up to like 13. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
25, maybe 33, 38, 43, 48, 48, 53, 57.
Okay, cool. Alright, made my way to another yard sale and spot a bunch of games over here. Let's see what they got. It's a Robotech game for $5. Haven't seen this one before. Valhalla sealed for $10. That's interesting. What is that?
Texas Chainsaw.
Oh. This is an interesting one. Oh, I didn't even see this Super Nintendo game. Red Dead Redemption 2. Man, these are just a little higher than what I am looking for. Okay, they have a Saw game for 18 loose. Might have to pass on that. Then they just got bundles like this for $8, I guess. These all like the same games. I'm not sure. Here's wow, this is interesting. 2K8 all the way to 12 for these NCAAs. I'm not sure if any of those have any value. Alright, so didn't really see any games I was interested in, but they got some amazing Blu-ray collections and steel booklets that I'm probably gonna pick up. They got this Chucky one, and this thing goes for over $20-ish, so $5 is not bad. And man, I would definitely like to have this just to watch. Now then you got this Tales from the Dark Side for $5. You got Shaun of the Dead, one of my favorite zombie movies. Definitely a great comedy one. And then John Carpenter's The Fog. I've never seen this one before, but this steel booklet looks awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of these, most likely. How much is that? 3, 6, and then plus 10, so $16? We'll go with that. They got some more stuff over here too. Haven't even looked at these yet, so let's see. Oh, here's a great movie. Really fun movie to watch. They got a Black Panther 4K. You guys happen to accept like PayPal or anything?
Unfortunately, I don't have that.
Oh, okay. Some good movies, actually. Yeah.
16. Alright, 16.
16? Okay.
Alright, let's see. How do I...
Back in our game room with a quick update. Sold an item. We just sold this one right here. This Joe Bonamassa Beacon Theater. Looks like some kind of CD or a live concert. Bought this for $1 at the Goodwill bins, and we sold it for $15 on eBay. We sold another item as well, and it is this UFC Undisputed 3 on the PlayStation 3. And this one ended up selling for around $16. Just the cover and the game, no manual. Just sold this game right here, this Hot Wheels World Race game. Not sure why this is so desirable, but this one ended up selling for around $17 on eBay. And after eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. I am here at Goodwill this week, and in the game section right now, found some interesting items. So down here you got some games, some Wii games that probably some shovelware games. You got this Madden 12. I was wondering if this was like the last one released on the Wii, because it might have some value. Madden 18 games. These are like the GOAT edition. I actually haven't checked this out yet. So there's 2 editions. There's a GOAT edition though. I might have to check this out, see if it's worth picking up or not. But right here I have some items right here. So I have this Shall We Dance on Blu-ray, and this one's kind of a rare one. Usually when I see sealed Blu-rays that are kind of rare, I usually scan them up, and goes for around 15 to 20 on eBay. So should be around $2.99 here. And then also Resident Evil 6. I just recently got Resident Evil 5, so kind of want to start collecting this series. I think I did play this one a little bit. This kind of brings me back to GameFly, if you guys remember what that is, like renting games and having them ship it to you. I think this was one of the games that I tried out when I had GameFly for like a month. And I did play it out, but didn't beat it for some reason, and yeah, I wasn't really as interested in this one, but might pick it up. $4.99 is a bit high. Made my way to the board games section and spotted something here as well. Look at this ET game. This thing looks awesome. Love this cover art. But right here we got Taco vs Burrito. This is brand new and sealed, so that caught my eye. It kind of looks like Exploding Kittens. Might be from the same developers. Cards even look similar, but never played it before. For $2.99, I checked on eBay and it is going for around $20, so might be an easy one to just pick up and flip. We'll probably go with this one. Hello, just gonna grab these.
Like around a 48 cents a fucking machine. 11.52.
Here at the next Goodwill, and spotted something interesting in the office supplies section. Something that I've never found before, and it's gonna be this right here. These HP ink cartridges. They got the 97 and the 96. Turns out that this thing right here actually sells for around $30. They don't look opened at all, still, you know, in the original case. And then this one actually sells for around $15. For some reason, this is colored, so you would think this is, you know, worth a bit more. They're both what, $1.99 each, so I think that's a good enough price for me to pick up and take a chance on these. First time picking these up ever, actually, and seeing how well they do on eBay. Might even bundle them up together. It looks like some of these printers do use the same one, so yeah, cool.
Alright guys, we're back at home now, and that concludes our game hunting for this week. We were out of town the whole week, and this just goes to show that even in a small town, you can definitely find creative ways to go game hunting, and you can find some great stuff. I also went to a GameStop in this small town of Wisconsin Rapids, and it was probably the greatest GameStop I had ever seen. It was big, they had a lot of inventory, and they had the sales and deals that were going on. Definitely spent a lot of money there as well. It was great that we were able to sell a ton of stuff this week as well to recoup some of our money. But the first place we stopped at was a pawn shop. It's always great to stop at pawn shops, especially if you are in like a smaller town. You just never know what they have in stock and what deals they have going on. I picked up 3 games here, and they were all $3 a piece. The great thing was they even gave me 1 game for free. So we ended up spending only like $6 on all these games. The first game I got was Devil May Cry 4. I played this game and completed it. This was the only Devil May Cry that I did play and complete. Then we picked up some Black Ops games to basically flip. I got Black Ops 2 on the Xbox 360. This is just the disc only. I'm probably going to bundle up some of these Black Ops games and try selling them on eBay that way to see how well it does, I guess. And then we got Black Ops 2 on the PlayStation 3. This one is complete, I believe. Yeah, complete with the manual. So, nice stop. Paid $6 again for all this stuff. Then we went to a couple of yard sales and actually scored big. I love going to yard sales in smaller towns because there's not a lot of game hunters out there actively seeking. And it's just fun to stop at yard sales when you see signs on the corner, I guess. So the first place we stopped at, we scored huge on all of these games. The lady told me that these were 50% off. So I just started grabbing away again. We got 2 NES games. We got Sword and Serpents. I've never seen this game, never played this game. It was like $5 for this. And then we also picked up Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2. I did see this game before, never played it, but yeah, you guys let me know if this was a good deal or not on these games. And then we picked up our first PSP game in our collection, I believe. We got a Dynasty Warriors game on the PSP. It is not complete, but just the game. Oh. Then we got a ton of PlayStation 2 games. There's just so many great games on the PlayStation 2. We got Destroy All Humans. I just picked up part 2, I think. So this is part 1. Great to be able to add this to the collection. And then we pretty much got all of the SmackDown vs. Raw games on the PlayStation 2. These are a ton of fun. These didn't release on the Xbox original, so I missed out on a lot of these. But man, I loved playing these when I did have the chance, and we got all of them in the same collection. Gonna quickly go over them. SmackDown vs. Raw, $5 for this. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, also $5. I guess these were all $5 then. SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 for $5. And then SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. This one's actually one of my favorites because I think it did release on like the 360. And I did play this one. Super fun. I think it had online capabilities as well. And then we got SmackDown Just Bring It with The Rock on the cover. I think this is one of the older ones. It released before the SmackDown vs. Raw games, and we got it for $4. Then we got a Resident Evil 4 game. This one was around $6 or $7. So yeah, another great Resident Evil game to add to our collection. Hopefully we can complete this whole series. Then we picked up a Wii game. We got Super Mario Bros. Wii, and this one was $3.50 for it. And then we got The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Pretty sure we picked this up on the 360 in the last episode. But yeah, now we got it for PlayStation 3, and I'm pretty sure it has some value as well. The last game we picked up was Rock Band 4. I did play this one a little bit because I do have a guitar for the Xbox One. And I think this one goes for around 15 to 20 as well. Then came our next garage sale, and they had a ton of games there, but they were around eBay price, so really wasn't worth picking up. Must have been like a collector or something. But I did find some Blu-rays that were underpriced and definitely had a lot of value. We got this whole Chucky complete 7-movie collection. Perfect time to be picking these up because these were all horror movies and it's Halloween season. So yeah, great one. Then we got Tales from the Dark Side for $5. And yeah, I've never seen this. Looks like an older movie. This one's actually a DVD set. But yeah, let me know if this one is good, guys. Then we picked up Shaun of the Dead, one of my favorite movies, comedy movies. This one's a classic for sure. And it's on Blu-ray with this steel booklet. And then we picked up John Carpenter's The Fog. Never seen this one before. Awesome cover, steel booklet. And then lastly, we made some trip to some Goodwills, and we picked up some items that we could flip, which is great. We got this Taco vs. Burrito game, $2.99, and should sell for around $20. Never played it before, but it looks like a fun game. Then we got a Blu-ray. We got this Shall We Dance Blu-ray, brand new and sealed. A bit rare too, I've never seen it before. Should go for around 15 to 20 as well. And then we got Resident Evil 6 on the Xbox 360. Doesn't really have much value, but I did play this one for a little bit. $4.99, a bit high, but we still picked it up. And then at the last Goodwill, we got some ink cartridges. Never bought these before. They were $1.99 each. And what I'm going to do is actually bundle them up on eBay and see if I can sell them together. They do sell for quite a bit as well, so maybe I can get around 40 to 50 to sell on these. And yeah, guys, that concludes our episode. Spent a lot of money this week as well, but hopefully we can sell more items to build up that game fund. Unfortunately, we did not get to cross off any games from our list. Hopefully next week I'll try to seek out these games a little harder. It's just that we've been out of town this week and we've been finding huge bundles of games and collections. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to stay up to date with new videos that I release every Tuesday. And just to support my channel and what I'm doing with this $10 game collection. Love reading your guys' comments and feedbacks. But yeah, that pretty much ends off the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.